I just wanted to do a really quick video with you guys, just showing you a little bit about blending colors for sunsets or sunrises. I probably have seen a lot more sunsets than I have sunrises because I've never been an early person. So I have seen some pretty sunrises, and I wish I saw more. I just need to get to bed earlier so I can get up earlier. I do like mornings occasionally if I get enough sleep. If I don't, then I'm not a real fan of it. All right, so I have my colors out. I'm gonna get it in the right place for this. I'm not using any black in this for the sunset and sunrises. This is just a basic, this could go for any kind of painting that you're gonna do landscape-wise or any kind of blending or whatever, but I just want to show you how you can just take, hi Terry, how are you? It's good to know you're here watching. So I'm gonna just show you how to take these colors and make a beautiful sunset. Now, when I teach in my studio, I always tell everybody there's not a wrong color for a sunset. Sunsets can be any colors other than I usually say green. You probably don't want green in your sunset. Hi Jennifer, good to see you again. You probably don't want green in your sunset because it'll look like a tornado. So if you're from the Midwest like I am, you know what a green sky means, and that's not really sunset type sky that we kind of want to get. Okay, so I have two brushes here. Usually I teach and I talk about these two brushes that I teach most of all my classes with. This big flat one and the smaller round one. We're not going to use the round one for this one. But I also grabbed this chippy brush, which is really good for doing quick work when you want to be able to work with it wet, because this is acrylic paint. So I'm going to start with that. So for the next few days, we're going to talk about whether do we blend what's right. Is it have to be perfectly blended, or what if I don't blend? And I just want you guys, if you're a painter, to embrace your style of painting. Everybody's unique, and so is their painting style, and we don't want to all exactly paint the same. I know a lot of times everybody wants their painting to look just like mine. I don't want it to look just like mine. I want it to look just like yours. So I want to encourage you to embrace who you are when you paint. Learn to love the process, and know that you, as you paint more often, you'll develop your own style that kind of becomes you, just like your fingerprints are yours. So your painting style will be yours. All right, so I'm taking, man, I'm having a hard time. Which direction am I supposed to be to get in the middle of this? Let's get this right here. So I am taking my big chippy brush. You can get this at a hardware store. And so I'm gonna dip in, and I have a canvas that I have just been painting over, so it's nothing special. So I'm gonna dip in white. I don't pre-mix my colors necessarily on my plate, but let's just start by adding, to get my paint wet, my surface wet. I'll probably need more paint. White is always good to use. So say you want an orange sunset or orange in your sunset, you're gonna think I need yellow and red. Well, that'll make a really bold orange, but also the type of paint I use is a little translucent, so the white always helps kind of make it more opaque so it covers better. But we'll get to orange here pretty soon. First, I just want to take some blue. So I'm just dipping in the blue. We'll just put that up there, or let's get it where I can. So I'm going to start up here. So I had already put that white on there, which it was wet still. So it's a nice light blue. So, and I'll flip this around and show you the top. I can't even see the screen very well of this here in a little bit. Okay, so a little bit of color theory you do need to know when you do this. You need to know what colors are going to blend together to make other colors, because eventually if you get so many colors on there, you'll start getting it, it'll get muddy. But I know that I can put my red in with my blue because it'll make purple. So I know those two are going to be okay if that's the direction I want to go with my color. So I'm grabbing more white. And this time I'm going to go ahead and put some red on my brush. You guys, this is a super cheap brush, but it does cover quickly. The smaller brush does wonders, and I will show you it as well. Okay. This is a really pastel sky. Another thing I like, one thing you do have to watch is with the chippy brush, is I like to be able to see the streaks. Do you see the streaks? It already looks like a really pretty sunset. Like I said, you cannot go wrong with a sunset painting. Isn't that pretty? I mean, can you just picture that over an ocean or just across your field that you're looking at? So, I didn't blend it so much because you can still see the streaks in there, and that just kind of makes the look of there. So maybe some clouds wisping across there. Okay, okay, so now this is where I gotta watch, because I would probably go to more of an orange color, but because, do you see my brush has got the purple and the blue in it? I do not want to get purple in my orange, and because then I'm gonna get brown. And that's where we want to stay away from that. And instead of, I should have just grabbed another brush. I'm not going to clean that. I would clean it out really good, clean it out with water, and then you got to dry it. Those hold a little bit more water. I'm going to switch to this brush now. So I'm going to, and it's clean, so I don't have to worry about what color. So now I'm going to take, because I ended with pink, I can do yellow. So I'm going to grab more white because I still want it to be kind of soft. And now I'm going to add yellow on my brush. Now, you don't have to just like come right up to the orange, the pink, and stop. Okay, do you see how I have the line there? I'm having difficulties getting my canvas where I want to. Hi, Jeanette. I want to bring that yellow up on top of my pink. Now, I don't want to go up to where my blue is because, again, I'll get it too muddy. Okay, that's a pretty bold yellow for a sunset. You know what? I'm going to paint it this way so you guys can see better. I'm going to go the right way with my canvas. Line it up to my phone. I kind of have a different, I just set this up quick, so it's not really the normal setup I do. Okay, I need more white, so I'm going to get some more white here because I want my yellow to be a little bit softer, maybe. I don't know. So I just added white to that. Say I want a little bit more. Well, let's go ahead and finish over here before we jump to something else. Okay, say I don't want quite that much yellow. Say I want my sky to be a little bit more orange. So I'm going to take some white and some red, which white and red make pink, right? But we put it in with the yellow, we're going to get some peachy colors and some orangey colors. Okay, there we go. So there is just a beautiful sunset here. Okay, so now, isn't that pretty? I've got my hair in it. So anyways, so there is just, so we did blue, and we did red, and we did yellow, and we did white. So we've used all the colors I have. And so now I'm going to flip it back this way, because now I want to show you a different way you can do it. So you don't always have to do long, smooth strokes. That does not have to be, that's not the only way. So this is where what I want to show you, do we blend or do we not blend? Okay, so this is blended. And let me show you too really quick. I'm taking, I still have some orange on my brush. Now now that this is dried a little bit, I'm going to show you this up close. So I put some of that orange up in my blue. This canvas is kind of not real tight. You can see all the loose canvas in it. A little trick I learned on canvas, if it's kind of loose like this, you can spray the back with water and then do a hair dryer and it'll help it shrink up. So then it'll get tight again. So that's something I learned recently. Okay, let's get this in a good place. Okay, so now I'm going to come down here. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to use this little brush because now I want to do it where it's not so blended. But I'm going to do the same colors that I did, but I'm going to start at this side and come down the other way. So I got blue and white. You remember blue and white? So we did blue, we did white, And I am doing a whole different style of brush stroke here. There's a little bit of leftover of that orange color in my brush. See, when I didn't clean it very well, you can kind of see a little bit of this orange in there. So I should clean it a little bit better, huh? Okay, get that cleaned out. Oh, I still see yellow in there. That's what happens. Sometimes that paint will get, you'll think it's clean because you don't see it on the outside, but it's kind of stuck in between all those bristles and it's still kind of dirty. All right, back to my blue and white. So I'm going to just go across here, just go in all different directions. This is more texture. You guys, this is, I didn't really even talk about how much paint to use. We'll definitely address that another time. I am gonna try to come on more often, give you more fun little painting tips that I've learned over the years through just practicing, just painting. You learn so much by doing it. So, I mean, that's the thing. You just start painting and even when you think, I have no idea what I'm doing. I didn't know what I was doing when I started teaching classes at all. I was kind of like, if I just taken on something that I shouldn't have, that's kind of how I felt at first. But I just did it anyways. And look, it's amazing where my business has become and all the people that have painted with me and how much fun we have. You guys, this is so much fun. All right, so there's my blue. Okay, so remember we can go from blue to pink. So I'm going to take some more white and a little bit of red. And, okay, so I'm just doing a whole pink line across here. Trying to go pretty fast because I really don't want my paints to dry on me. It's not too warm in here, so it shouldn't dry. Okay, so this is where, do I blend this or not? So up here, it's just a real gradual transition, but down here or up here for your view or whatever, depends on which way, I guess that's the bottom. So I can bring this up into, so my brush I have not cleaned, and I'm just pulling some of this pink up into this blue, which is creating a little bit of a purple. And the one thing I do watch for is that my brush strokes don't leave little, because I have a square end on my brush. I don't want to leave little square looking brush strokes. I like seeing brush strokes, but I just kind of try to break them up so they're not really square. So I pulled some of the pink up into the blue, which turned purple, and some of the blue came down here into the pink. So this is where you don't have to like blend to where you lose all the different colors. All right, so now, again, this is where I want, if I'm gonna go into yellow, I need to clean my brush again because there's probably blue up and underneath that red and that pink color. If you guys are watching, say hello, tell me where you're at. I wanna know how many people are not local to me. I know there's a lot of local people, which sometimes you guys, that amazes me so much. It's funny because I'll be out and I'll be run into somebody and they're like, oh, I watch you on Facebook or whatever. And it's like, really? Pretty cool. All right, a little bit more white. Okay, so I cleaned my brush. So this time I'm doing white and yellow. So I'm doing the exact same color order as I did going with when we did the long strokes. And now I'm doing this down here all across pretty quick because I still want my paint to be wet where I left off. Okay, so I got that all going across. Okay, so now I'm going to take some of the excess paint off here. Hi, Shelly. You're at your desk. I wondered if anybody's at work. Marilyn, awesome, you guys. Marilyn, Tammy, welcome. Pennsylvania, see, you guys have grown so much. It's awesome to see people from different areas. So now I'm taking my yellow and going up in this pink, which is also creating that peachy color that's really pretty. Now it's already getting dry over here, so what do? It's kind of dry there, so now I'm going to go back and take some more white and a little bit of my red. I don't want very much. And I'll introduce that back into this area where it's dry. Now it's not going to go purple because that's already dry up where that blue is. Look at these colors, you guys, you can make just with those colors. Favorite thing of painting is mixing your own colors. Again, trying to make sure I don't see like the ends of my brush stroke where I get the real squared off one. So I kind of play around with these little brush strokes until I like it. And you got a square brush, you're gonna have a little bit of that. You can mess with that all day. And I get it to where it's kind of sticky, so it's not so thick that it's just lifting back off. It's drying a little bit, so it's getting a little on the sticky side. And I'm bringing some, now that this is dry up here, it's safe to take some of my peach colors up into my blues and my purples. All right, now, so I gotta just close in the gap here. So I'm gonna go heavier on the white. Heavier on the white, a little bit of yellow, so it's super light here. And I still probably have some of the orange in my brush, the peach in my brush, and so I pull that yellow up in there, so it pulls some of that warmer tones to my yellow in there. Hey, Susie. So glad you're here. I've missed you. Have you done any of my paintings from Ireland? I'm like painting from your neighborhood, right? I mean, I would think that was my neighborhood, but maybe it's a little farther. I need to find some good English paintings. I know I looked through that calendar you gave me, which is beautiful. And I'm looking for something maybe that I think would be simple enough to teach out of there. It's just so pretty. I just accidentally on purpose added a little bit more of the pink, which made it more of the softer peach color. I'm about out of white here, but let's see if I got enough to finish this without getting more white. I need some more white. Hey, Erin, Ella, are you in Texas? That's nice. You're missing this nice dreary weather that we're having right here. It probably feels a little like we're in Ireland. I don't know. Ireland's pretty rainy, I think. So good for my Irish paintings of the kind of weather we're having right now. But I know we need the rain for spring to come in with all its glorious green, right? Okay. I about got this gap closed in, and I want to show you something. Now, you guys, I could definitely go heavier over this. I didn't really go that heavy. I probably need another coat. Let me close off this gap. I'm going to come back here, right in the middle, because I don't want, not a very straight line, but it will work. Hang on. I want to show you something. Whoop, I didn't want that pink in there, but I think it'll work. So I'm doing more white right here in the middle. So it's just a little bit lighter. But let me show you something. It gets too heavy, it starts lifting off your canvas. All right. So, you guys, to blend or not to blend, let me get this in the middle. So the bottom, this down here, you're planning to. Yeah, good. I hoped you liked those. I was thinking about you when I was picking those Irish paintings and painting them up. So anyway, so this is my little lesson on sunsets and sunrises. This could be either. but the bottom half is where I blended straight across, and I just blended it all in where the transition was real gradual. Can you see it that way? And then, man, I'm having a hard time keeping this where it should be. But anyways, so, but then the other side, the top side or the bottom side, I was showing you how you don't have to blend it. You know, that could also have been, but anyways, now you got an ocean and a sky and a sunset or sunrise. So anyways, I just wanted to show you how easy it is to just make the most beautiful colors, because you don't have to buy all the colors of paint. So there's my plate with, I know what my problem is I fixed my phone camera so it would be in the right direction for you guys, so it's like the opposite for me, and so when I want to go one way, I'm going the other way, and I'm not used to it. So anyways, those are the colors that we use, just blue, yellow, and red, and white. And so now this is already, thank you, all ready for you guys to do. You could do some palm trees, you could do any kind of silhouette, you can make mountains, just with black paint. It'd just be just a beautiful sunset background for anything you wanted to use it for. So there it is, you guys. That was today's live sunsets and sunrises. Should you blend or should you not blend? Don't blend in. You guys need to stand out. You guys, we were all created with a purpose, and God made you just the way that you are, and so stand out and be who you were made to be. So anyways, all right, everybody, we will see you soon. Have a great weekend. We got company coming tonight. Gonna cook some steaks out here in the rain, but we promised a steak dinner to my husband's family, so we're gonna be doing that. And I'm the one that cooks the steaks. My husband finally relinquished the steak grilling to me. He's the grill master, but I'm the steak grill master. So anyways, Susie, thank you. It is simple. So just play around with it. You guys, you get better the more you paint. Have a great weekend.